Welcome to the stream. This is the second night of the Puerto Rico Coronavirus lockdown. I'm sure a couple of you will know what I'm saying with the Yeah, so streets are very quiet. Not a single car in sight. Well, actually there is one, but it's outside of a hotel, and it's the same exact one that was there yesterday, so I'm assuming that they are staff or something. But yeah, so for me it's just hang out, relax, have a beverage, enjoy my little cigar thing. Oh, that's Policia. That's Policia. 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 They didn't care. They seen me. Oh, that's another one. Policia. One time. So I just seen two cops in a very, very short period of time. I'm thankful to all the officers out right now working when they would rather be at home with their boo-boo, with their wifey, with their kids, you know. So thank you to anybody who joined the stream earlier. It was kind of exhausting. I can't believe I went for an hour and 21 minutes. Like, it didn't feel like I was going that long, but wow, yeah, that was a long stream. Too long. I need to learn how to get the news out faster, get the video done quicker. But I am a talker, so sometimes I have a problem with that. So yeah, I'm just having a Puerto Rican medalla. Puerto Rican Corona is what I should have said right now. Just having a little cigar and chilling, enjoying the breeze, because it really is beautiful out. It's like maybe 77 and breezy, something like that. And yeah, it's pretty much a ghost town out here. Hi, Tia Patricia. Yeah, it's pretty much a ghost town. There's this one SUV, white SUV, that is the same exact one that I was outside that hotel down the road the other night. So I almost feel like they're part of the staff or something. I'm not sure. But other than that, I've seen two police cars. And it's pretty quiet right now. No music anywhere. It's a little eerie. But understandably so. So yeah, I'm just kind of hanging out in the neighborhood. I'm not on the sidewalk near my place, kind of close to it, in a little spot where I know is probably going to be okay, because I'm not in public. I don't know. I think I'll be all right. They beeped because they seen a person. I'm pretty sure only because they seen a person. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. What's up, prima? Adriana Diaz. I don't know. How you pronounce that? Diaz? Miss you too. How's, damn, what's his name? Adriana. I forget his name. Chunk? Why do I want to think Chunk? Chunk comes to mind. The big awesome cat. I love him. He's so cool. I forget his... Tank. Not Chunk. It's Tank. Yeah, Tank is a cool cat. But yeah, I hope you and the family are doing good. I need to call soon, tomorrow, actually, and see how everybody's doing. But yeah, here so far in Puerto Rico, it's cool. It's it's not as much panic, luckily, thankfully. So far, from what I've heard, the stores are still fairly normal. Like, there aren't lines out the door, which I'm really surprised at, because the last scare of a hurricane, like people went out fast and gathered things. But yeah, it's actually a nice evening, and I'm really enjoying the breeze right now, and my beer and my little cigar, and I'll probably smoke 1/4 of this, and then I'm gonna put it out and head back in and hide from the mayhem, which is an exaggeration because there is no mayhem. It's very, very quiet out here. So yeah, recap of today. Today, for the first day under, what do they call it? Oh, they gave it a funny name. It was like, I can't even remember it, but it was, instead of like self-quarantine, it was like self-isolate or something like that. Glad to see your face. Yes, everyone's going nuts here. We're the COVID-19. Do you guys have a lot of it? I'm curious, and thank you. Yeah, I'm wondering how many cases that you guys have there in Long Island. Is there a curfew there? Yeah, there's a curfew here right now. Like, there's a curfew. Actually, there's a 24-hour lockdown period here, okay? That's what it is. Now, there are exceptions to the lockdown period. You can go grab some groceries. You can go to the bank. You can, you know, if you're in the hospital industry, you can move about a bit. You know, you're fine. What else? What was it? Grocery store, bank, or a pharmacy if you're on the way to the pharmacy. This is during the day. So once 9 p.m. comes, then you pretty much just cannot be outside. There are a few exceptions as well, but not much. Not much. The goal is for them to shut it all down and stop the spreading of the virus. And like I said last night in my after hour stream, which I guess this is what this is turning into, it's too little too late. I mean, we've already had people jumping off of cruise ships, you know, with coronavirus, walking around Viejo San Juan, you know, doing good things, you know, spending money and visiting the beautiful island that we live on, which is appreciated. But, you know, I don't know. I can't have too much hate for them, right? I shouldn't have any, because they're coming here to spend their money and this economy needs it. But still, I'm just like, no tourists. I'm like, I got touristism, you know, because everything's an ism nowadays, whether it's, you know, or a phobia. Everything's an ism or a phobia nowadays. So right now I'm going to join that as I got touristism in me right now. I just don't want a bunch of people here that got off a ship, especially, running around here spending, you know, money with their credit cards and their cash, just infecting everybody. I'm being a little bit hyperbolic, I realize, but that's okay. It's intentional, you know. Whoever's listening, you know, imagine thousands of people coming to your town and infecting your neighbors and your, you know, loved ones and your aunts and uncles. You know, it's not a good feeling, even though it's appreciated. It's a weird feeling. It's a weird situation. The whole thing is a weird situation. Like, even though I've been getting ready for this, I mean, when I say getting ready for this, I mean, means, you know, I can't even count how many times I went to the store. I went to the store a lot of times. I got up and just started walking on days where I needed nothing. I didn't need anything. I could have stayed in my house and done my thing. No problem for a while. I just checked, and I think there are 500 to 700 between New Jersey and NY. ¿Qué tal, Sonia? Bendiciones. Gracias por ver. Mucho gracias, Sonia. This is the after hours stream where I go out into the what do you call it? The curfew zone. I don't know. And I relax, and I'm having a beverage, and I'm enjoying the breeze. It's beautiful out right now. If I had an amazing deck, I'd be on that instead, but I don't. So right now I'm just found a little spot And yeah, it's like a block away from my pad. Not even. Blessings. Thank you. Gracias. I hope everything's going good for you. So yeah, it's an interesting time. Yeah, so back to what I was saying a moment ago. I knew this was coming, but still it feels really strange. Like, it's still a surprise. Even though I've been prepping for this, I've been going to the store and grabbing things when I didn't really need to. I got a good amount of hours on Amazon just buying everything from condiments to pre-made meals to whatever you can think of. Just about, I got off Amazon. Anything that didn't need to be refrigerated, I bought off of Amazon. I think everyone needs vacations. They're going to be screwed, and hopefully not my trip to Bermuda, but I think I'm going to lose out and we'll have to reschedule it. Yeah, dude, you're in the same boat as many people, and I feel for you, man. It sucks. I'm very sorry to hear that. I seen one person say, which I think is kind of silly and weird, and illogical, but I can still empathize, which I seen, hey, welcome, Silent, welcome. I seen a person on Twitter, I shouldn't laugh at this, but it's still funny. I seen a person on Twitter, it was a guy, and he had tagged the governor, Wanda Vasquez. Policía. He tagged the governor, Wanda Vasquez, on Twitter and was like, what are you guys going to do about my $15,000 I just lost from my wedding? And I immediately laughed, and I'm just like, do you think the governor's going to do anything about your $15,000 wedding loss? Like, no, that's not going to happen. And again, I kind of feel bad for laughing, but at the same time, do you really expect, the government? Like, people have too much reliance and faith in the governments. Stop. Just stop. Stop relying on the government. Period. Take things into your own hands. Anything you can. Whatever, because I know I got watchers from different places, like Indonesia and, Southeast Asia and other places. Hey, take care, man. Take care, Tia. Take care. So yeah, I have watchers in several places, thankfully, and whatever rules you can get away with, whatever laws you can abide by, whatever fences you can walk on, do it. And just take everything you can into your hands. So if you have a Second Amendment, take that into your hands. Practice your Second Amendment. If you have a First Amendment, like right now, I'm practicing my First Amendment. My goal in all of this is to just talk about everything that's happening and document history, because that is what's going on. This is history in the making, and we're going to look back upon it and laugh and cry, depending on who you are, depending on who you lost. We're going to joke about the toilet paper in 10 years from now. But at the same time, shout out to the taxi car drivers, because they are out there doing something I wouldn't want to do. But yeah, so we're lucky to have our First Amendment. We seriously are very lucky to have our First Amendment. If I was in China right now, hi Jose, welcome. If I was in China right now and I was talking about the coronavirus, I would be censored. They would shut down my live stream, whatever. They would delete it. They would make me sign documents saying that I was mistaken and that I have full faith in whatever government, that's the kind of stuff that's already happened. So just stop relying on governments, people. Stop relying on anyone that you don't have control over. I don't have control over what the pharmacy is going to have in a week. I don't have control over what the Walgreens is going to have, what Farmacia Americana is going to have. I don't have control over any of that. But what I do have control over is to prepare for things that I'm concerned about. That's what I have control over. And to allow that control to be in the hands of others is not something I want to be a part of. And thank you for your agreeing. Everything's going good. Right now I'm putting Puerto Rico, but it's going to be good. Good. Yeah, just, it's my opinion. I don't expect everybody to agree with it, but same with the hurricanes, same with a lot of situations. Like, too many people rely on authorities and somebody to come rescue them and somebody to save them and feed them and fix their job problem and their wedding problem and whatever problem it is. Like, I think we as a people need to stop relying on the government and expecting. Now, that is kind of not the easiest thing to do, because governments are good at deceiving. And welcome to the stream, Mr. Kant. Governments are great at deceiving us and thinking that, or letting us know that, they got our back. They're always going to be there for us. It's not true. They can't always be there for us. It's just math, Like I've been saying, I said that earlier in another stream. Hi, Sharin. What's going on? Welcome to the stream. Did you guys cancel your trip? What are you going to do? What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. What's happening? Please share. So yeah, we just simply cannot rely on governments. We can't rely on others to save us and help us and be there for us. As much as governments like to, tell us, oh, we got your back and blah, blah, blah. It's math. Once shit hits the fan to a certain degree, which right now is a certain degree, well, maybe not right now here. In certain places, yes. Like, as an example, Washington is one of those places, right? New York will soon become one of those places where shit hits the fan to a certain degree, and the government just can't save everyone. They cannot, or they will not. For whatever reasons it might be, whether they won't, they decide not to, they can't, they won't, whatever it is. We should all know that we just cannot always rely on them. It's been proven time and time again. There's only so many of them. There's way more of us. And yeah, that's how I feel about governments. Sonia asks, do you know if any of the people in the South are now in homes, or are they still camping? I wish I knew the answer to that. That's been one of my biggest stresses, Sonia, because porque mira, they are living in really close quarters. All right. And I don't know if you have, but if any of you have researched the 1918 Spanish flu, which, by the way, it didn't start in Spain, but Spain was the one that did the most amount of testing, and so that's how they became called the Spanish flu. But anyway, watching and learning about what happened in the past is not a crystal ball to the future, but it's, history repeats itself, and it does rhyme, So point is the people in the South, which for any of my viewers that are watching, what she's referring to is the people in the southwest of Puerto Rico that have been affected by the earthquakes. Okay, we're still getting them, by the way. Actually, I didn't get many alerts today, but we're still getting 2s and 3s pretty often. Okay, 3s are enough to shake some things up and make some things rattle and scare the shit out of people, and maybe even cause extra cracks in buildings and structures. But so point is it's an amazing question, and I'm so glad she's concerned about it. She's amazing. She's a wonderful humanitarian, by the way. They are in close quarters, and ever since I've been going to that, maybe not ever since, but there was a point in time where, okay, all of a sudden you start seeing the China videos. I started seeing the China videos of how many people are getting affected, yada, 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 right? And then during that time, I started going to doing missions down in the southwest part of Puerto Rico, where the affected, where the earthquake affected people were living. And point is they are on basketball courts. Literally, they are on basketball courts. Imagine a basketball court, you turn it into a place of living for 40 people or 30 people. You put tents up, so on and so forth. point is there's a lot of people down. There's a lot of basketball courts, quote unquote, right? Or I think you know what I mean. Not exactly, but there are a lot of basketball courts, right? And so there's a lot of people down there that are so at risk, and I'm really worried about them. Aside from the elements, aside from, the stress of having to deal with that, they also now have to deal with the possibility of being in close quarters in some areas where they don't exactly have, great facilities to wash up and so on and so forth. They're at higher risk, and for me, it's very fearful, because I've seen what happened in the past when people were in close quarters. That's part of the reason why the Spanish flu spread so much, was because the close quarters were so tight, and that had a lot to do with servicemen and women, that were abroad, then came back, or that were here and then went somewhere else and spread it. So anyway, I'll leave it at that. Sharon says, we're unsure yet. Fortunately, the airlines, hotels were nice enough to credit the refund, so we'll wait till the last minute before canceling something. Sometimes miracles happen. If a miracle happens by the end of April, we'll visit you. I hope so. Sonia says, I reach out to Carmen and David from CBS for question to ask the government. I hope something comes of that. Thanks for joining in, Amanda. I appreciate you during the stream. I'm just outside while we're on curfew, but I'm not, walking around the streets, so I'll be all right. But yeah, so I'm outside having a little cigar and having a medalla. Medalla is like the Puerto Rico Corona, kind of. And yeah, so just documenting history, thinking out loud, and chit-chatting with some cool people. So that's what's going on. And in a moment, I'm going to probably go in the house, make some grub, and then get back to work. And yeah, I got a lot of work to do, so hopefully I'll be able to bang out a lot tonight between now and about 5 hours from now. It's so stressful. If the homeless don't get help, they will be in danger to get sick. Exacto. It's troubling, man. It really is, because they're already having issues. And, granted, like, I'm a little unempathetic for people who choose to sleep on the street. But we're talking about people that literally just went through an earthquake that cracked their house in half. Some cracked it fully, some cracked in half, some cracked just a little bit on the walls, enough to the point where the house got condemned. So, we're talking about a lot of people that are in a tough time already, and now they have to worry about a virus attacking them. So, pretty crazy stuff. My fingers are crossed. My fingers are crossed for them. I'm hoping for the best case. No, in all honesty, Sonia, it's been a little while. It's been at least several days since I've, found out what exactly is going on down in the Southwest. It's been a couple weeks since I've actually been there. And then after I got there and collected a bunch of media, then I started doing editing, and, getting to the other portion of what I do. And then things just quieted down. I put the word out, like I wanted to do some missions down there. And I didn't really have any good luck with that. Sonia says, I'll be in Puerto Rico in April. Hopefully I'll see you. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, that would be great. Let me know, please. Keep in touch, and, I would love to be able to help in any way. If there's any, I know there's more help needed down there. They're still going to need help for, what is it? 2 years, about almost 2 years later, and people still need help for Maria. There's still people with screwed up roofs and, displaced. So, that on top of the earthquake, I know there'll be help needed. So I'm totally down. Your shelters are full. Yeah, not surprised at that at all. That sucks, man. I feel so bad for the people in the Southwest. They've been through hell. They've been through hell. You know, so many of us got it good in a sense where the ground didn't shake for us like it shook for them. Even though we, you know, when I say us, meaning people that the ground didn't shake much for, we're all going through this now and have concerns over this now, except the difference is they don't have homes. They're literally outdoors under like these tent setups. You know, they can walk around and cook meals, and some of them have really nice tent setups, but at the same time, I'm sure they'd rather be home, you know, even though their tent setups are impressive and nice. I'm sure they'd much rather be in their own home during all of this, you know, instead of in a camp with 30 other people that, you know, a lot of them go out during the day. They go out to work, you know, they go out to, you know, get supplies, whatever it might be. And so each time they do that, they're running the risk of infecting, you know, getting themselves infected and then bringing it back to the camps. And that was a big part of why the Spanish flu spread so much, like I said earlier. Yeah, it's much more quiet than it was last night. I mean, there's only been a few cars that have passed, and most of them have been police. So it's next level. So they were kicking people off the beach earlier. For anybody who didn't see my live stream earlier, you can go to my feed, and then you can see my live stream. It's long, so you're gonna, you know, need some time if you want to watch the whole thing. But again, my streams, like I've been saying, I try to put the Puerto Rico news right up front. All right, so for any of my Puerto Rico followers, people interested in Puerto Rico, they can easily, you know, watch maybe the first 15 minutes and then kind of get caught up with the news for the day. And take a look. They're long, so, but again, if you just want information about Puerto Rico, it's always going to be at the front of the vlog. Right now I'm on vlog number 4. So tomorrow will obviously be, you know, number 5. But yeah, so that's my goal, is to start the video off, share anything related to Puerto Rico, get that out of the way and get it done as quickly as possible. So I'm keeping the opinions to a minimum. And then after that comes, you know, worldly type news, what's going on in Spain, what's going on in Italy, you know, so on and so forth. And then I'm kind of leaning towards ending the show off on a lighter note and a positive note where it's maybe covering some memes and things that are positive, you know, and also trying to cover some viewer feedback. But yeah, you know, so far I'm happy with the streams. I've gotten good positive feedback, whether it's during the live stream or it's after or it's through a private message. I've been thankful for the people that, you know, shared. I wanted to get a shirt and leggings from you. Hopefully in April we can meet up. Oh yeah, cool. I don't have them in my possession though, just so you know. They have to be all done online. It's starting to rain, so I'll probably drop this stream in a moment. I didn't bring the umbrella with me. But yeah, for anybody watching the streams, there's always a link down below where you can buy me a cup of coffee if you like. I think it's pretty funny, and I didn't plan on, you know, trying to make a living off it or anything, but yeah, for my live streams, they're about an hour long. If you want to support them, and you can buy me a cup of coffee. There's a link right there. So that's just for anybody who's wondering. But yeah, overall, I'm very thankful. You know, I'm going to document as much of this as possible. I want to remember this. I want to go back and be able to watch this and see what was happening and see what the latest news was. I want to be able to go back and witness that again. And also for the people that don't have time, because maybe thank you so much for the love. I really appreciate that. Thank you for the love. I see all those likes. And hey, Thomas, what's going on, man? Living the panic life here. On the bright side, it's presenting a great buying opportunity in the stock market. Yes, I totally agree. Oh, look at all those love. Look at all those hearts. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Appreciate that. Yeah, I watched or listened to your full podcast too. I'd actually like to have you on my my live stream, bro. That would be cool. Same with you, George. So something I didn't mention yet, I might have, but it was probably earlier. My live stream, it's going to be kind of vlog style. So I want to, podcast style. I'm calling it a vlog, whatever, a vlog live stream. And so what I would like is to have people come on and we just talk. We could talk about, if you got, say, 30 minutes to kill during, 8 o'clock at night on a Tuesday, which most people are going to have a lot of free time on their hands. Call in. You can call me right in through Facebook Messenger, right? And we'll just chit chat. We'll just, I'll literally just have a conversation. Hey, how you been? What's going on? Where are you at? What's it like in your hood? You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. So I want to, include people, my followers, people of interest, people that maybe they have, medical experience. That's the goal. You're off Tuesdays. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah. So, just don't let me forget, but yeah, so that's the plan. The first 4 streams have just been me, but my goal is the streams will get better. They're going to get more fluid and they're going to get, hopefully shorter. I keep saying that, but they actually got longer tonight. But yeah, so maybe I shouldn't worry too much about the timing and how long it takes to finish them. It's more about just getting out information, and not only negative, but also positive, and, just documenting this part of our history, So, we got a lot of time on our hands, and I might not be the most, the most articulate person, but at the same time, I don't care. Gracias, Sonia. Buenas noches. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate that. Hey, feel free to do your own, man. I'll jump in, I'll totally jump in and join you. We could do a phone in kind of thing, whatever, man. I think we should all document this and it's going to get us through this, in my opinion, sharing information with one another. Obviously, the oxytocin side of things is not policia. The oxytocin side of things is not so redundant, for some people. All right. So oxytocin, if you don't know, oxytocin is a chemical reaction that goes off in your brain, and it's probably not the exact definition, but oxytocin's chemical reaction that goes off in your brain that happens when you get a hug from someone, or when you shake a hand with someone, or when when a good friend of yours is like pats you on your back, a few times, and it's just like, it's gonna be cool, we'll get through this, whatever, or when you're with a girlfriend and you're hugging and you're touching, that's oxytocin. It's one of my favorite words in the dictionary. But yeah, so we're some of us are gonna be lacking some oxytocin, and so it's gonna be nice to be able to make those phone calls. And I recommend that. I'm gonna sit here and say, yo, phone a friend. I was about to curse, but phone a friend, phone a family member, because nowadays, all of even some of us that are still good at talking on the phone and are okay with talking on the phone, we still just text one another, So right now, I think it's going to be important to let your family members, your extended family members, hear your voices, or your distant family members. Let them hear your voices. I'm going to try my best tomorrow. I was going to tonight, but I got caught up in doing the live stream. But there are some phone calls I'm going to be making to family tomorrow. It's going to be like, phone a friend day. Because right now is a good time to, spread some good energy, call people, see how they're doing. See if there's anything you could do to offer them assistance to help them, It's going to be a troubling time. This is no apocalyptic stuff, but at the same time, I think the world's going to need a little extra love for the next few months, spread amongst each other. A little kindness, less arguing, less beefing, more time to just, to share positive feelings towards one another and things like that. Politics right now are poison. I hope that dies out. You know, I hope we get to a post 9/11 kind of vibe. What's going on, Mr. Felipe, Mr. Torres, Mr. Mario? Thank you for tuning in, brother. I hope you're doing good on that side of the island, bro. What's it like over there? Is it do stores still have food and all that, or what's it like? Because here it's fairly normal still. It's fairly normal here. You could still get groceries and stuff. There are some places that are out of things, but it's fairly normal. So yeah, just I'm not gonna spend too much longer on this stream, but you know, I wanted to get outside and get the air, do some stretching and stuff. You know, I need to stretch the arms and shoulders and legs and all that. Do some of these. I don't know, what do you call them when you do, like, what is that called? There's a name for it. I forget the word. Being weird. That's a good one. But yeah, so yeah, it's interesting times, man. Something I never expected, to be honest. I never expected, but I was always open to it happening. Depends on what kind of food you want. Oh, food. I can go to Winco. Nice, good. I can go to Winco and get fresh fruit and veggies. That's awesome. You know what I've been doing? I've been getting fresh. Well, I stopped a couple days ago, but I've been grabbing fresh fruit and I've been chopping it up and freezing it, or putting it in the fridge. I don't want to freeze things, but you know, because I hear that you lose the nutritional value out of things when you freeze them. So like fruits and veggies, I don't really like to freeze, but I'll do it, you know. But yeah, so I've been, what's going on, Mr. LeBoy? Welcome. So I've froze milk because I have backup milk. What is it? It's called, not soy, but there's another one, almond. I have almond milk that I bought off of Amazon. So I have that, but like I like my regular whole milk. So I recently, and I use it for cooking. So recently I got extra Tupperware, and then I put it in, I pour, you know, I measured like 2/3, like for, as an example, one of the little dishes that I make takes 2/3 cup of milk. So I created a bunch of little containers, and then I froze about 2/3 cup of milk, and I put them in the freezer. And so so that way I can kind of extend the life of my milk, because I heard it's really not a big deal to freeze milk. So yeah, I actually froze milk. I froze maduros. I froze bananas. I froze some fruit. I froze some chocolate. What else did I freeze? I think that's about it. So far my freezer stash, well, I should say my dairy/sweets stash is in my freezer right now. And then I have the backup, you know, like I said, the almond milk. So I can, you know, eat cereal and things like that. So I'm ready for like 2 to 3 months worth of BS, you know, because I don't want to go out in it. You know, that's part of my goal, is I don't want to go out into the storm. This is the way I'm looking at it. It's like a damn storm. It's a hurricane. Who the hell wants to go out in the middle of a hurricane when you have a higher chance of dying? That's the way I view it. There's a storm here and there, wherever you are, maybe. And I don't want to go out in the storm. You know what I mean? Like, I want to stay inside, you know, figuratively speaking. I don't want to go out in the storm. I don't want to open those doorknobs. I don't want to be near those people. I don't want to give my credit card to a teller or my ID so he can card me. I don't want to be around people right now. I'm good with that right now. I don't. Even though I'm younger, I still don't want to be around that, because I don't want to take a chance, because there are plenty of 40-year-olds that have been hospitalized already from this. And that's probably what would happen to me when I get it. And I say when, because there's a good chance I'm going to get it. There's a good chance many of us will get it. I'm looking at a family right now walking down the street, which is funny. There's a dude, a wife, and like 2 kids. But yeah, so my whole thing is I don't want to go out and risk getting it. Someone said to me, oh, the stores will have what you need in 2 weeks. Everything will be fine. You'll be able to get toilet paper then. And I'm like, I don't want to go to the store, you know? Buenas noches. I don't want to go to the store. I don't want to go to any stores for a little while. I'm trying to flatten the curve. I'm not trying to be a part of the curve. So that's my story. My little cigar is pretty much out, so I'm probably going to end this stream momentarily. I might be able to get a few more pulls out of it. Yeah, so if you're just tuning in, you would survive if you got it. Yeah, for sure. Totally agree. I totally agree with that. But Jose, this is where, and thank you for sharing your opinion. This is where my mind is at. My mind is that most likely I would survive if I got coronavirus when I get it. All right, most likely I'm going to survive. The odds are in my favor. Totally get that. I've done enough research to see that. But I don't want to be hospitalized. I don't want to take the chance of having to go in the hospital and getting pneumonia, even if I survive. I don't want to have to take the chance of getting tubes down my throat. I don't want to have to take the chance of being around a bunch of other sick people. It's just not a good experience. What up, Steph? Thanks for tuning in. This is the late night chit chat. Have a cigar and a medalla live stream. That's the name of this live. That's the name of this live stream. So, yeah, I don't want to, if I'm going to catch it, I should say when I catch it, I want to catch it later, when the craziness is not happening, because it's very much like a flu. There are definitely similarities. What up? There are definitely similarities. Anybody who says it's not like a flu at all is wrong, in my opinion. Anybody who says it's just like the flu, in my opinion, is also wrong, because the numbers, the math shows that it's not just like the flu. But even if it was, it's still a problem. But yeah, so my point is mostly that I just don't want to catch it. I don't want to have tubes in my throat. And granted, I might be lucky enough to just get some sniffles, just get a head cold and that kind of thing. But I still don't want to catch it. I'm out. Stay frosty. Hey, take care, man. Take it easy, man. Mr. Parisi in the house. What's going on, Uncle? Thanks for tuning in, man. I hope everything's going good. I hope you got a lot of toilet paper, I hope you got a lot of toilet paper, because, those crazy people out there, just the non-prepping preppers. The non-prepping preppers are out there right now grabbing, 6 months of TP when all they need is a couple, 2-3 months. I'm having a little cigar and a little beer, Uncle, and I'm just chit-chatting. It's a late night stream. I'm out breaking curfew. Not really, but yeah, so lots of thoughts, lots of emotions. I could talk for hours, especially when you guys join in. When you join in, I could just keep talking. When I'm talking to myself or by myself, I could talk for a good amount of time, but then it starts to get real old. So, I don't know. Yeah, I'm ready for it. Thankfully, I watched enough China content. I watched enough China, crazy stuff. Think about it. If you did get it and survive, you would be stronger. That's a great point. And thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, Steph. I appreciate it. Thank you for hanging out. Very much appreciated. Mr. Rosa, thank you for tuning in. So, Jose, I do have an opposing opinion on that. I hope you don't mind if I share. But I forget what the word is. Antibodies, I think it's called. Antibodies is created when you get certain diseases, and your body creates antibodies. I believe it's called. Steph, can you help me and let me know if I'm saying that right? So yeah, our body develops antibodies. So yes, it's definitely possible. Like, I could be stronger. I would be all set once I got it. But the thing that scares me, Jose, is, and it's not guaranteed, I'm not trying to spread fake news, but I've seen several reports of people who got it and then they caught it again and got even more messed up. Antibodies. Okay, gracias. In China, which I will never believe everything that comes out of China, but the difference is the stuff that I learned coming out of China is more believable because it wasn't from their state media, which their state media has to, they can't just say anything they want because that's a dictatorship. But my point is that news and information came out of that place and others that show that if you get it a second time, it will bang you up really bad. And that could be totally BS. It could be scare tactic. It could be a lot of things. But if it's true, that's bad. I don't want to recatch something that already potentially took 20 to 30% of my lung capacity, because that's what this thing does, reportedly so. It takes 20 to 30% of your lung capacity, and that's going to probably depend on who you are and, so on and so forth. It's definitely not going to be for every age bracket. I'm not smoking the marijuanas, okay? I'm smoking the rest of a little cigar. I smoke it down to the fire. But, yeah, I mean, it's a great point, though. It is a great point, and I'm glad you said it. Once we catch it, it might make us scot-free, which I hope that's the case, man. I really hope that's the case, because catching something like this for the second time, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be, guaranteed death, but it's not going to be good either. So, yeah, I totally understand the people that are fed up with this, annoyed with this, and sick of it and tired of hearing about it. I totally understand where you're coming from. I totally understand the people that feel as though this is all just a blown out of proportion pain in the ass that is going to hurt the economy. What's going on, Mr. Muse? Welcome to the stream. It is definitely towards the end of it. But of course you can scroll back to watch, skim through. And then this is the late night stream. I also did one earlier at about 8 p.m. till like 9:31, I think it was, something like that. It was an hour and 31 minutes or something, or 21 minutes long. You can skim through that if you want to catch up on anything that's going on here in Puerto Rico and our state of being. But how's everything in Washington, actually? I've been wondering that, Muse. I've been seeing your posts of your dealership, which, congratulations, man. So cool. I still want to chat with you a little bit about maybe doing something down the road, when things are chill. But what's it like in your part, and what's the name of the town that you're in? Because I've been into Washington and I love it. It's a beautiful state, especially Seattle. I had a blast in Seattle. But anyway, oh my God, a car. Wow, a car with a person in it. Interesting. People like me would die. I have respiratory issues. Oh, I should not have laughed. I have respiratory issues. Fight this by increasing your immune system. Yes, well said. I read too fast, and that's definitely not a laughing matter. And 100%, actually, your point, what you just said, is one of the main reasons why I've been so adamant about sharing information, is because, like, some people just think that if you're 80, you're gonna die. If you're not 80, you're all set. Hell no, that's not the situation, man. Like, there are so many people that have conditions. I mean, like, as an example, I'm gonna try not to laugh when I say this, but y'all know what I'm talking about. You know those 10-year-olds that are like primas, nephews, cousins, nephew, right? Like the distant whatever friend of a friend, a relative, that the kid is very, very obese. Like that child's got a chance at, having a bad day because of this virus, because of his obesity. This attacks obesity. It attacks people with asthma, heavy smokers. So if you're 35 and people thinking everything's good, you're feeling all healthy overall, but you're a full-blown smoker, 2-3 Marlboro packs a day, menthol packs a day, your chances of passing by this and not having any issues are not good, not in your favor. People with breathing issues. Both my moms have, I believe, COPD, I think it's called. I know at least one does. I don't want to lock myself into the other one, but I think both of them have breathing conditions, and, this goes so much further beyond than just, if you're 80, you're going to die. If you're not 80, you're going to be all set, and so that's where I think people are failing in regard to their lack of understanding and empathy for how grave the situation is. Can't stress enough though, we're not all gonna die. I don't want to try to spread that message. I'm not trying to be Mr. freaking Grim Reaper boy over here. But it is something to worry about. It's something to be concerned over. It's something to be cautious over. Those are my opinions, and I'm going to share them willfully. I'm going to share them as much as I care to on my platforms. I'm always open to opposing ideas. I'm always open to different opinions. I'm totally down with somebody telling me I'm wrong. Comment I'm wrong if you think I'm wrong. Share some opposing ideas as to why, and we could talk about it and share different opposing opinions. I love sharing opposing opinions, man. I think it's so underrated right now, So I want to encourage anybody who doesn't agree with maybe some of my thought process or tactics to share their opinions, because maybe they'll turn me on to a different, idea that I wasn't aware of, that they'll turn me on to whatever, and I think that's a good thing nowadays. I think it's underrated. I think people are, shutting down free speech, and that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this. Is I want to practice my, my rights. And with that, I think I'll end the stream. I'll be back tomorrow to do a live stream to share any updates, chit chat about, the breaking news, whatever articles I could find that I think are substantive. Check them out. Most of the news is up front, opinions, and to a lighter degree type of conversations are more towards the end. Jose says, yep, I agree, but let's think this theory. They say people are living longer because the medical enhancement, but I think Yeah, agreed. People are living longer. Yeah, I mean, I do agree with that. The medical treatment is amazing nowadays, and we will probably have, what's the word? I should know. It's exactly with what I've been talking about. A vaccination is the word. So I do think we'll have a vaccination sooner than other scenarios, and they're busting ass on it from what I see so far. So that's a good thing. There's going to be a hot topic, kind of debate about the whole vaccination thing, because there's a lot of people that are like, no, I don't want you sticking that in me. And for all I know, I could be one of those people. Who knows, though? But cheers. Thank you for tuning in. I will definitely stay safe. Thank you for, sharing the conversation. It's much appreciated. I don't want these streams to be a one-way, street where all I do is talk. I think this is man-made. I agree with that. And there's something much stronger coming. This is all about money. I appreciate your opinion, man. in regard to that opinion, to your statement, I do not doubt it was man-made. I won't personally say I'm 100% sure of it, because I don't like to lock myself into ideas and thoughts and opinions and such, but I don't doubt it at all, not even a little bit. Like, I mean, think about the timing, think about the timing. I don't want to dive too deep down that rabbit hole, but like, it happened in China, all right? So the way things happen nowadays is if it looks like it, if something looks like, how do I word this? Just because it happened, it started in China, that's the obvious explanation of it started in China. But the way I see things nowadays is, okay, well, that's the obvious, right? That's the obvious blame placement, right? But things don't always seem the way they are. So, okay, that makes me think like, well, it's too obvious that, so it must have came from somewhere else. But at the same time, I mean, yeah, they eat some funky stuff. They've been known to eat funky stuff that does contain viruses, right? They got their markets, which are full of bleh, full of unsanitary conditions with snakes sitting right there with their heads chopped off. And don't get me wrong, I'd eat a snake, but point is the whole bat thing too, that's really weird. And there's other animals, they mess with crazy animals. And so, to touch on that topic a little bit more, I don't know where it came from, but it's hard to think that it was just made up on its own. I mean, I think to not realize that it could definitely be just simply natural, I think is a bit foolish also, because we didn't have amazing, biologists in labs making up viruses back in the 1600s when viruses were happening, right? So I'm pretty confident to say that we weren't able to create, viruses back then. So if they were happening back then, with my assumption, which is I think safe, if they were happening back then they can happen now. So, but this one in particular, yes, I wouldn't doubt that it's man-made. I mean, the way it just attacks older people, that I find the way kids can just carry this thing and be fine with maybe some sniffles, and then just pass it on to all the older generation, and then they just drop dead essentially from it. It's suspect a bit, not to a point where I would say I know one thing or the other, but I think it is a suspect situation. I think we all have reason to question, and luckily the ability to voice our potential reluctance to accept what we're told. I think I don't know. We have reason to think. Bill Gates was talking about getting ready for this type of outbreak, and we did not listen. Damn right. Thank you, Jose. You are the man, because you're dead right. And I watched possibly the same program that you watched. In 2015, the dude was sitting there on stage with at least hundreds, probably thousands of people all looking at him talking, and he was saying that we're not ready for this. And this is a high risk, and this is a big potential of happening. And he was like, what did he say? He said, it's not war we should be fearing right now. It's not war with another country. It's not nuclear war. It's, a disease. It's a virus wiping us out. And he was dead ass like, wow. I mean, watch that. Just type in Bill Gates virus or something, and you'll see the video for yourself. And my man was like, this is probably gonna come soon. We're not ready, and we should be. And next thing you know, he just stepped down. Isn't that interesting, Jose? He just stepped down. And I think there are several reasons why him and like 30 people now, I think, like him, also recently stepped down from high-ranking positions in Fortune 500 companies. They're stepping down because I think some of the reasons is stocks, because they can sell their stocks as long as they're not a board member. And then other than that, they're probably just like, we're already well and successful and doing amazing. Let's just retire now. The end of the world is nigh. Like, I don't think that, but they're probably just like, let's just cut our losses. We don't need to work anymore. We got enough money. I can't even count how many it was, but I've seen so many reasons. I think it's, I don't know, CEOs and heads of boards on major companies have all recently quit, like a lot of them. And I can't blame them, man. I mean, like, now is a better time than any to just step down and back up. Take care of your family. You don't have to worry about going to board meetings. Take care of your fam. Go onto your little island. Get on the boat. Go out and, be a family and love each other and all that stuff without worrying about all this craziness that's going on, So, yeah, it's, like I said, I could talk forever, especially when y'all join in. What's up, Mr. Nash? I hope everything's going good at your locations, and congratulations on the new locations. It's pretty cool. I've been following along. Pretty awesome, man. But yeah, so things are going good here in PR. We are under a lockdown situation. I'm outdoors, but I'm not out in the streets, causing chaos. I'm off public property for the most part. So yeah, things are going good though. I'm prepared. I'm ready. It's all right. Things are all right. They're weird. They're strange. These are wild, weird days, but I'm all right. I have enough food. I have enough beverages. And yeah, good. I'm good. Just hoping the best for everybody else, and I hope this just blows over quickly. Hope we flatten the curve, stop the damn spread, and that way we can get back to normal everyday life, normal everyday living. I made over $30,000 on Monday bidding on contracts. Damn, nice, man. Congratulations, dude. Crushed it. Damn. Market to go down. Yeah, I agree with that, man. Damn, man, I need to contact you more so I can learn from you, man, because that's a nice haul in a down market. I know there's a lot of you smart people out there doing stuff like that, and yeah, kudos to you for being ready, skilled enough to make the educated guess, / decision to capitalize on some of this. I got no ill will towards you guys, because hey, you can't just make money going up only. You got to know how to make money going down, and that's something that I'm not amazing at. So I respect it a lot. But I'm going to cut this out. I got to go grab some grub. I still haven't eaten since my last stream. So I need to get some food in my gut. And I think that's about it. Everybody take care. Till next time, I'll be back tomorrow with a live stream. Disney stock was going down. I bet it was. You can do that. Yeah, good point. Yeah, I mean, I'll be ready to jump back in, but I haven't made any on the way down, unfortunately. But I think I'll make some dough on the way up. Igual, bro. Igual. Take care. I think I'll do all right on the way back up. On the way down, though, I'm not ready to be capitalizing, shorting, and things like that. I'm not there yet. But all right, I gotta go. Take care, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate your comments and your likes and your shares and your participation in my streams. Without you guys hanging out with me, I'm just talking by myself. I'm just a dude by myself. So thank you so much. And I'll be going live tomorrow, somewhere around 7, maybe 6, maybe 5 or something, maybe 8. You guys be safe too, and take care. And thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Peace.